Just love that music. All right, Pete Gallivan and I are continuing our journey of exploring Western New York's rich history and its possible ghostly past. And as we found out, the Old County Hall could have both. With Halloween just days away, Pete and I found another adventure to embark on.
Yes, and what an adventurer we have, Mr. Mason Winfield. The cornucopia of spooky stories in Western New York.
You know so much. Walk us through a few of the things that, we need to know, especially during spooky season.
And here at Old County Hall, this is historic in many ways, right?
Oh, my Lord. I mean, the haunted sites I like the most are the ones that have layers of meaning. First of all, there is architectural mystery here. It was dedicated on July 4th, 1876. The architect was from Rochester, Andrew Jackson Warner. And the building is built in the shape of a cross of Lorraine. It's like a double-barred cross. So it's got a potentially occult significance just to the footprint of the building. There are also eerie coincidences of timing here. July 4th, 1876 is the time the building was dedicated. There were thousands of people gathered out here, and word came by telegraph of the American Army's worst defeat to First Nations cultures. It was George Armstrong Custer's blundering defeat at the Little Bighorn. You keep going. You've got the Masonic statue of George Washington in his Masonic regalia. There are said to be only 2 of those in the nation. Mystery as to why they're here. I think you're probably interested in the ghost stories about the building, though.
Yeah.
It's
Let's get into the spooky stuff.
It's important to remember that we're on top of burial ground. It was the Franklin Square burying ground, one of the oldest in the city, 1804 to about 1830. It was in theory relocated to Forest Lawn Cemetery in 1850, but they didn't get everybody. The trick is that some of the apparitions, the ghostly forms people report in Old County Hall, are on the lower levels, and they're described as being these kind of disarticulated people, with legs missing, arms missing, and it's not like they're gruesome or anything. It's just that you'll see a ghost go by with only one arm, and it's almost like they're recreations of the war victims.
Oh, wow.
Any American building with a steeple, a tower, or a cupola will tend to pick up a lot of ghost stories, and they will tend to be at that part of the building. But that tower is said to be a very spooky part of the building. I mean, people don't want to spend time in it. They don't want to work in it. I find this quite a layered site. It's got a lot of power. Also, President McKinley, as we know, he was assassinated in Buffalo, September 1st, 1901. That morning, he visited the Devil's Hole,
right?
The proverbial battle massacre site. His death day was September 15th, 1901, which is exactly to the day 138 years after the Devil's Hole massacre. So much history has happened here, so many court cases, so much latent power to the site that you think, that's got to have some effect on ghost stories.
It's fascinating, really.
I don't think it's unusual to expect a few ghost stories in a city like Buffalo. It's unusual, it's a little scary that they happen at all. But if you're going to have a haunted site, I think this is one of the prominent ones in the city.
And the ghosts are now trying to drown us out. So, another ghost story for Halloween week here on Mostly Haunted Buffalo.
Mason, thank you so much. And we have more for you tomorrow. Pete and I will explore the Statler, that too, of course, rich in history and ghost stories. All right, and the spooky stories will also continue tonight at 8:30 on WGRZ+. Join us then for a look at the most haunted places across Western New York, including the Central Terminal and the Gutenberg Cemetery in South Wales. That's tonight at 8:30, and you can download the WGRZ+ app for free on your Roku, Fire TV, or your Apple TV. Thanks so much for joining us today for Most Buffalo. We'll see you back here tomorrow. First at 5 starts right now.